You know, everyone here keeps playing the same terrible shit game put out by EA Sports, who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with hockey. I mean, they truly don't understand hockey. But yet, every year they come back, and hopefully one year, the 239 hockey will make online hockey great again.
No fucking clue what I just said. I imagine you guys are playing video games, so hopefully you guys get out a couple times, get some exercise, a little fresh air, not just sit in front of the Xbox. But like I said, the Hockey League 239, we need a big year from all you guys. Let's not, what's the word for it? I don't know if that's even right, because I don't know if there's, anyway. But let's have a good year. Give it your all, give it your best. When you think of Xbox, think of life, think of love, think of there's no tomorrow, no retreat, no surrender at the Xbox League 239.
This league has been around for 29 fucking years. You know, we got Yambag, the founder, who hasn't done jack shit for 28 seasons. You know, he must be a fucking Maple Leafs fan. Because that's the Maple Leafs. You know, that's what he is. He's a Yambag is a Maple Leafs. I mean, they haven't been to the Stanley Cup final now in almost 60 years. I mean, not since there was only 6 teams in the league. I mean, that's a joke.
And yeah, online hockey leagues. It's a good idea. I think everything went online during 2020, didn't it? Thankfully, I was way ahead of the game. The whole YouTube thing helped me out because I'm already online. I didn't need to change anything. I just needed to stay socially distanced from myself.
Gala needs to be fucking banned. Because Gala doesn't shut the fuck up in Discord chat, and he's always fucking trolling. He's a fucking spammer who is fucking feeble and driving everyone nuts, and he needs to be out the fucking league. But no, the admins do nothing.
I just want to say hi to everyone. Brick for Vezina. I guess he deserves it. Alright, take care of yourself.
And we know it's time to free veds. Hashtag free veds.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Flan Fan Show. Coming to you guys live here from 239 Studios. My name is Mr. Hollywood, and I've got your recap, your results, the stats, and all that here. It's the final week of season 29 on here, and coming off last night, Labor Day weekend here. But we did have hockey last night for Monday night. There was a series. I'll get to the results on that. Basically, we had the Coyotes, the bottom of the bottom over there as far as standing-wise, going up against the defending Big C, Free Vetty Waps on there last night. 3-game series. Now, we know coming into this series here who the odds-on favorites were as far as their record goes, but there was some issues. If you looked at the last couple of weeks, and one in particular I'm talking about is this Free Vetty Wap team. Regards to their left winger, if you looked at the last couple of series, has been booted out, has been disconnected on there, and was it a concern on here? Did it matter here in this series? I've got your recap here on that. And the Coyotes coming in full force here last night, bringing the big guns on there. Would it matter? Let's get to the results here. I've got that. As always, I have your highlight of the night as well as the player of the night. And we'll look at the playoffs here, which is going to be coming up here shortly. We got 3 days remaining here of the regular season. Tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll finish the regular season. But a very close race so far on here. We've got three teams in the top three that separate by 2 or maybe 3 points. And then we also have that Lomansky squad who has 3 series at hand on here. Can they climb up the ranks? Who will finish first? I have my prediction here. We'll talk about it. Thank everybody here welcoming on this Tuesday afternoon here, wherever you may be. Let's go to the results from Monday. Like I said, 1 series. So, first game starting off. And like I said, the Coyotes would come in with some of the top talent on there. I mean, look at the lineup right there. Mr. Anderson, Agent Sook, No Regretskis, Vinissimo in net, D. Vets, and D. Mart over there on the Coyotes going against Free Vetty Wap. And Tomahawk would end up coming in at the left wing spot. They did start off with Rocky Dangles at the left wing spot, but had to be changed after the first 2 periods, and then he would remain there for the rest of the series. And as far as Big C, man, I mean, that's got to be a concern. I mean, what do you do here? I mean, you have 1 more series left, I believe. I think they have 1 more series left. And this has now been, it's not like a once a thing or 2 series thing. Now it's 3 series going on here where the issue continues. If you're Big C right now, what do, man? Do you continue to take a gamble here? Do you think the internet's going to be fixed? Do you think the problems will be fixed on there? I mean, here's the thing. He's fortunate he's got a guy like Tomahawk that is waiting, ready to come in the series anytime called on there. Had this been another guy, I don't know if the situation would be the same. But I'll get into that on here. So, like I said, Rocky comes in for the first 2 periods. Tomahawk replaces him. Now, the Coyotes go up 2-0 in this one. At the end of 2, they get the early lead. And then 4 goals in the 3rd period, which makes it 6-1. That's right, 6-1 final for the Coyotes. When have we seen that all season long? Never. 6-1 final, 5-goal differential. Just tremendous. I mean, look at Agent Sook over there with that big Hattie. Had a hat trick here. Him and Anderson, 5 points each. Noah Gretzky's with 4. And then Venisimov, nearly perfect in that 92.3% here in game 1. So we move on to game number 2. Would there be a difference here or much of the same? Well, game 2 was much closer on here. So Big C and the boys knew they had a series here going on. They actually take a 2-1 lead late in the third. Just need to close this out. They have the lead here. Joe Shiny and Big C scoring the 2 goals. But we're going to go to the closing moments here of that third period. Not even a minute left. I think not even 30 seconds remaining here. Let's go to the clip here. Late in the third of game number 2. As you can see, the face-off here coming up. Puck goes out of the zone. But it's picked up by DeMar. Gets it over to Anderson. Anderson trying to look for the pass. It's not there, but the puck's still loose. Still kept in. Anderson keeps it in front. Battle for it. And finally, Agent Sook, with about 15 seconds to go, ties this game up. I mean, as far as this Eddie Web's team, man, they got to get that puck out of that zone, man. They got to pick up that puck. They were not able to do so. One clear. Possibly would have put this game away. Like I said, they had the lead. Just needed to defend the lead. And that's not Big C hockey right there, giving up the lead. So we go into overtime. And we do have the OT clip here in overtime, 12-minute mark. Look at DeMar, man. Takes the puck in his zone. He's not going to pass. He's going to take it. Take it in. Loses it momentarily. And then watch the pass across to Noah Gretzky's for the OT winner. I mean, he forced that one through, but, you know, only DeMar could pull a pass like that. Could get the puck from his own zone, from one zone to the other. And they come out on top, 3-2 final. On a losing effort on the other end, Immortal in net, man. Kept this game close. I think this game could have been much different as far as scoring-wise. He kept them in there with 19 saves. So despite being outshot, time and attack also in favor of the Coyotes. It's a 3-2 final in overtime. And Agent Sook, again, 3 points here in this game. Venisimov was solid yet again. 87.5 save percentage, 14 saves in this one. We go to game 3. Can the Coyotes do what they haven't done all season? I mean, they won the series. That's one. Can they sweep? Game 3 is not even close. Once again, shots on net and time and attack in favors of the Coyotes. And this time, the puck would find the back of the net here. 5-0 is the score. Shutout win there for Venisimov, who was perfect in this game. And Gretzky's 4 points in this one. 5-0 is the final. So the Coyotes, how about that? Get the sweep. They get the 3 wins. Look, last night the Coyotes did what they have done all season. The number of wins they had all season so far up to last night was 3. And they got that in one night yesterday. Grabbed the 6 points. Tremendous. And listen, in a season where every team makes the postseason, does week 1, does week 2 matter? Does week 4 even matter? No, man. And that's a great boost of confidence right there. Getting a sweep against a team like Big C over here. Final tally, though, on that one, as far as the stats-wise goes, that whole forward line, man. Sook, 11 points. Anderson with 10. Noah Gretzky's with 9. And how about this? On defense, both D-Vets and D-Mart, solid. They had more points than their opponents. So just the defense alone had more points than that entire team on the opposite end, which is crazy. My player of the night, I got to give it to my goaltender here, man. We haven't heard much about him all season long, and He comes out with a huge 3 wins, a shutout, 31 saves, 91.2%. I'm talking about Venisimov, your player of the night from last night, Monday night. And how about the highlight? Highlight of the night. Oh man, you guys are gonna love this one here. So off the face-off, D Mart's gonna grab it, and then watch this pass past Dom Silva on the backhand. That Sook with the goal. Another look at it here. There's D Mart skating it up, and he threads that needle. I mean, perfectly done. And then Sook does the rest, and that's how the night went for the Coyotes, and that's how the night went for that Vetty Waps team as a sweep here. Sweep last night. And I mentioned this about the Coyotes. You know, why not? Why not put the big guns out there and come at them? And that's exactly what they did. And I know there's still some doubters out there that are saying, oh, well, what's he going to do with his other series left on there? I think they're perfectly fine. I think they're fine on here. Now, they did make a ad drop right after the series. They ended up getting, I believe, Saul, yes. Ace Saul picked up, and Mackey being dropped. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Mackey's, as far as player-wise, I think Mac might be the better. But for this team, looking for defense. So I wasn't surprised with the move on there. And I really hope they put Swagger on offense for the other series. Now, I don't know who they have available, because that series was moved. So if they have, as far as are they able to use those players from last night, because it's a series that was moved over. I don't know how that works or what the availability is on that. But regardless, I think they're still fine rolling the way they did last night, because here's the deal. If they can't use some of those part-time players that they did last night, you got to put Swagger up front. I don't care what they do with the rest on there. He's a guy that could change a series. He's a guy that could pull a win, you know. Doesn't have to be a series win on there. You're trying to get a win, and he's that type of a playmaker that could do that. You look at him last season, you look at that team that he ran, which had no business being in the postseason. They were there. They got a series win over Lomansky, and you look at that team, you're like, how the hell did they do that? Listen, put McSwagger up front. He's going to make things happen. Now, whether that means that Pale Poner has to come in for the next series, maybe. But if they got Soul, maybe not. If you could run Sook again for that second series, I would do that. I would keep that on there. Put Soul back there on defense, which is the reason why you picked him up, right? And then roll with Swagger up front, man. I'd rather for them to put Pale Poner on defense than putting McSwagger back on D. And I think if they do that, I think they will have some kind of production on that offense while still keeping that defensive core back there. And if Venisimov looks as good as he did last night. Because you also got to look at this on here. The Coyotes last night, with the lineup they ran through, that was the first time we've seen that all season long. And you're going up against team what? We're in week number 4 here. So as you watch that series, you know, game 2, yes, was close. But as these guys play more as far as being on the ice and are familiar with each other where everybody is on that ice, they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. Not that they looked bad last night. I'm saying they looked good. But I think they improve, you know. And getting those 3 games under them last night was great. Because going into the playoffs, if they do run that again, I think it could work out, man. As far as Big C here, I mean, are the Coyotes as good as they looked last night? Or do we got a struggling Big C team here? Because this season has been up and down for this guy. And I'm not just looking at their losses here. They got 3 series that they lost, but they got 3 series that they got swept in. And that's the big part. You know, yes, Big C has lost series before, but getting swept 3 times in one season, you don't see that much here. What'll happen here this season, he's got one more series left. But the question is on that forward line, what are they going to do here, man? I mean, do you still take your chance with Rocky? Is things going to improve here? It's another week here, but the same outcome, same resolution. And like I said, they're lucky enough they have a guy like Tomahawk that's ready to go in. Had this been somebody else, I mean, they could be like, hey, am I in or not? If not, I'm taking a night off. But, they got a guy, Tomahawk, he's ready to go in at any time. But if you're Tomahawk, I mean, when is enough? You'll be like, I need to go in, on here. So it's going to be interesting to see what Big C does for the rest of the season here and as we move into the playoffs. I also forgot to mention here, before I go to the next topic, there was a write-up done on this earlier today. Shout out to Mr. Anderson being able to post his first write-up of the season. And it was a good one. If you guys have not checked that out, make sure you go on the website there, www.239hockey.net. In the article section, it's right on the front page of the site. So it gives the lineups there. Just tremendous work there. And recaps the series there. I think he did a much better job than I did here. 3-0 sweep, that's what it is. And look at that, 14-3 combined score as far as goal-wise. Suck it, nerds. Love it, man. So the write-up's there if you guys want to check it out, 239hockey.net. But I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at these standings, and here's the thing with the way the playoffs is, set up this season. It's a bit different compared to all of the other 28 seasons. Captains get a choice of who they want to play as far as if you're that top seed, and you look what the Coyotes did last night. Is that something that goes on the back of the head of some of these captains? Like, do you want to play the Coyotes? Do you want to play what you saw last night? Yes, you could look at their record. You could look at the standings there. They've got even with that series sweep, they're still dead last. So will teams jump right there, right quick to play the Coyotes? Or will they look at another opponent? Same thing goes with Wizzy's team, man. Wizzy, which is only 1 point ahead of the Coyotes. And things could change here next series for both of these teams. So we might see a change in rankings. But with Wizzy War as well, remember, this is a team that started off very bad, man. But they got that trade in. They made those moves on there. It has improved significant compared to how they started off the season. So do you play Wizzy War, or is there an easier opponent? Is Big C's team the team to play? They got internet issues, man. Is there more issues going on in that team's dressing room right now because of the losses that they faced? And how about Hall of Fame? That's another team, another squad that I'm looking at on here. They made some moves. Was it better moves for the team, or has the trades made that team worse on there? So those 4 teams right there, I mean, who do you guys think is the worst out of those 4 that a team may jump on? Maybe it's not the Coyotes. Maybe it's not Summer of George. We'll see what happens on this. Did I miss the segment of Holly shitting on C? Listen, I mean, they got swept. We know they got swept. Same scenario again. More internet problems for Big C on there. And it's not a good look heading into the playoffs because when you... And here's the thing. When you're worrying about, is my left winger going to make it through 3 periods, it is a concern. It's definitely a concern on there. I mean, should he just put Tomahawk and say, fuck it, man, I'm not worrying about that, and if you're Tommy on there, man, how much longer abuse are you going to be like, hey, wait till period 2, we may get you in on here, So I don't know. I mean, And it's hard to see this Big C squad to be in this spot where they are right now. 3 series that they got swept, including last night. They got one more series left to try to turn things around. We'll see what happens. I mean, listen, last night the Coyotes played great hockey. One guy in particular, D. Mart. If you watch that series, I think this was the best I've seen D. Mart as a defenseman in this game. And I think a lot of those players stepped up as well because you have all that talent on that ice. If they would have lost a game last night, who do you blame there? Because you've got these great players. You can't go like, oh, we had, I'm not going to mention names, but we had so-and-so playing right D for us, right? No. You have the talent on there to perform, and they came with the sweep. I mean, Game 2 was the only one that was really competitive. Then I went into overtime. The other 2, 5-goal differential, as far as a win-loss. And that's not Big C hockey for sure. But again, I think they're just facing more issues than just the fact playing hockey. So we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully, will internet issues improve there, or if you're Big C, do you make the swap now, man? Do you give Tomahawk the green light and come in? We'll see what happens with their final series. And it's tough. It's a tough decision because here's a guy that you drafted, and played majority of the season, and now to be switching things up. I don't know. That's the right choice. For the Coyotes, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be interesting here. They made this thing a lot more interesting now as far as who's gonna play, and I can't wait to see when who finishes first, because I'm looking at the standings now. You got Revolution with 24 points, right below them the Imploders with 23, only a point behind, and with the Illuminati 21 points. So, and you can't count out Captain Lemansky's incredible team over there with only 12 games played. They're actually playing 3 series. I think they play each night here, tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday. So, if they pull up some... Here's the thing, though. With Radulay, if he could sweep the next series on there, they clinch first place. Because even if Lemansky sweeps all his games there, they won't be able to catch up the Rad Revolution. So Radulay has a chance to clinch first place with a sweep on their next series. But we'll see. I know they've got tough opponents coming up, so we'll see what happens. But, it is what it is, man. Tuesday, I know we've got 2 series here tonight. Wednesday night, again, full of hockey. Make sure you guys check out Johnny B, man. 10 p.m. Eastern. He's going to have the live coverage here as we are winding down here of the regular season. The final days, the last 3 days here. Will there be a shakeup in the standings? You love to see it here, man. You love to see it because even a team like Wizzy War, who's in 7th place right now, they have a chance to go 500. After an awful start, they could finish 500 here on the season, which is pretty crazy. But we'll see what happens. I'll have the breakdown here for you guys tomorrow of tonight's games. Good luck to the team. Shout out to the guys here in the chat on this afternoon. But 10 p.m. Eastern, Johnny Bales at twitch.tv. You'll have the full live action. I don't have the games on here. They haven't updated the schedule right now. Well, for today, it looks like it's the Lemansky squad against the Imploders. So that should be a good one right there. And then you got Illuminati against Hall of Fame's How the Turntables. So if it's how it is, that's the 2 series here tonight. And then Wednesday's the night they actually have to move some series over. I know from Monday, that Revolution, I don't know what they scheduled that one, but we'll see what happens. Nobody wants this in the playoffs. Hey, I'm very interested to see what the number one squad does, who they choose to play in round number one. But after last night, I think it definitely shake things up on here. It's not a automatic pick. It's not, usually you run through these seasons, right? And you have that last place team. That's usually the number one choice, right, on there. But now, I mean, Coyotes might not even finish last. I mean, there's a possibility that we may be talking about Wizzy War's team being the last, especially if they don't come up with their lineup, if they don't have that SO Abbott and Wizzy War front line on there, if they're missing Reeps on there, that could be a concern, So we'll see. So things are definitely interesting there. Remember, number one squad is going to get the top pick and so on for the playoffs. And remember, 2 seasons ago, it was Big C who was that number 8 ranked team, but ended up winning all. How did he do it? Part-time players, man. I'm not even good. I remember that season, man. They didn't even go Game 6. Forget about Game 7, Is that something we're going to see here this season? Mr. Hollywood here. I want to thank everybody here tuning in on the broadcast. Once again, check out Johnny B. 10 p.m. Eastern when the puck drops. And I'll be here tomorrow, same time, with the recap. See you guys at 10 p.m.